Hello? 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 Can you all hear me? Hello, hello. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I caught a bit of a head cold. I'm fine, just, lethargic. I hope it doesn't sound terrible in my brain, but maybe you can hear it. I'm really hoping I don't cough or sneeze, because I hate coughing and sneezing. I hate bodily functions. They are the worst. I would be a robot in a heartbeat. So, it's not going to interrupt the work of today. We still have 2 episodes to react to. The last 2 episodes. I like how Rwby Beyond has finished, and there's still people who have no idea what it is. Like, they've done such a bad job establishing this show, marketing it, doing anything to get eyes on it, and people still have no idea what this is, how many episodes there's gonna be. So, I'm a tad sick. It should be fine. All that means is my energy is lower than usual, but also, my tolerance for annoying things is lower than usual. I had lunch before, and I didn't have all the ingredients to make my ramen, and I had a tiny, rage-filled moment in the kitchen. And so, we'll see what today's like. My predictions seem to be incorrect. This one is, I predicted we would have a Bumblebee episode, and then a Rwby episode. This one seems to be about somewhat in the Ever After, which is great. And then the next one is Rwby and Yang, it looks like. It might just be this one screen, but we'll see. So yeah, I was incorrect with my predictions. Also, here's our bingo board. We still have not crossed off a single thing other than free space. Thank you, Ranger! Yes, I'm here on time, unlike last time where I got here right as you ended. That sucks. Sorry. This one should be longer, too, since we got 2 episodes to go through. This one's 6 minutes, the longest one, and then the other one is 4 minutes, which is, second longest, I think? No, second shortest. Yeah, we'll dive on in, I guess. So let's not dilly-dally.
Tree stood somewhat brave creature, ready to start a new journey with their trusty steed, Juniper.
So, one thing, because I saw these thumbnails, I was gonna wait to see the thumbnails to make a different placeholder thumbnail, but I was running out of time and I had things to do, so I just used the trash can Rwby like last time, But when I saw these thumbnails, I thought, so Rwby Beyond was advertised as stories from what everyone else was up to during Volume 9, right? And beyond that was the thing. But it was primarily, here, I'll look it up so I can read it word for word. Rwby Beyond. Find that little blurb that they had. Yeah. A 4-episode storybook-style anthology series telling the untold stories happening in Remnant during Volume 9 and beyond. That's what it said, word for word. During Volume 9 and beyond. And that was just a lie. That was just a complete lie. The only episode that took place during Volume 9 was the first one with the stupid junior detectives. This isn't what I wanted. It's fine, but, it's just a lie. They lied, unsurprisingly. Which, And these things, like the one last time, and we'll see with this one, I'm sure, it's cute to see, but also too little too late, you know? That's the feeling I have overall about Rwby Beyond so far, is too little too late. You know, let's keep going.
I can do this. I can do this. We can do this. Together, we can do anything.
Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. Also, I found out the person who voices Somewhat also voices Duck in Princess Tutu. That's adorable. They're really good as Duck.
They were right to be somewhat nervous. Having a new purpose can be tough, and this was an important one at that.
Let's go!
You see, things had been a bit different in the Ever After lately. Tasked by the blacksmith, they were given a somewhat ambiguous quest.
Thank you again, Ranger. You see, Critter, if you lie, you can surprise people with something they least expect. Uh-huh. A Rooster Teeth classic. Just say it's gonna be something because we think the surprise is more entertaining. They did the big pulling the rug out underneath the viewer with Volume 3, with Penny's death and then Pyrrha's death and Yang losing her arm. And they thought that that was the best thing ever, and they've desperately tried to pull the rug out from underneath the viewer over and over and over again. And every single time, it just doesn't really work. It's more just, like, false advertising is a bit of a stretch. But it is just like, it feels like you're setting up one thing, and then you just decide to switch it up because you think shocking your viewer is more interesting. Does everyone have water? Water's more important now than ever before when you're feeling a little sick. Also, you should like, comment, and subscribe. You should like, comment, and subscribe. It would make me feel better. I would feel less sick if you all liked, commented, and subscribed. I should get tea. You're right. Ink dot 03. I should get tea. We have Earl Grey. Maybe I'll make some tea later. I just have some blue raspberry, like, is it sparkling water? It's carbonated. It just kind of tastes like a soda, honestly. Let's keep going. So, I like Somewhat. Their colors are completely different in this scene, right? Like, like their cape was 100% orange before, you know? Are we just, is that a retcon? Did they think, oh, it would have been smarter if we made it look like Ruby's cape because Rwby was supposed to inspire them? Is that a retcon? I didn't think the colors in that final scene with Volume 9 was that orange, oversaturated. Whatever.
Find what feels wrong. When asked where to look, the blacksmith simply replied, "Do what your heart desires. Do what feels right." Still somewhat unsure of where to go, they first followed their hearts to the newly rebuilt acre of the genial gems.
I wonder if this was retroactively written. Because people were like, did Team Rwby like really, really goof up the Ever After with their presence? Like, they did a lot of stuff while here. Did things work out after they left? Thank you, George. Hey, Critter, I'm sorry to hear you're sick, and I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sure I'll get over it within a couple of days. Thank you, also not all that evil. Personally, I find the rat somewhat annoying. I think they're cute enough. That's the thing. It's something I mentioned in my review, is that they don't really have a personality, because they're meant to just be, when they were little, their intention was to just be cute and pure and small, so then when they died, it was sadder, you know, because it's easier for people to feel sad when it's like an innocent kind of character. and somewhat doesn't really seem to have much of a different personality than what Little had. And so they just kind of don't have a personality other than generally nice. And it's nice to have a cute character, but that's not what makes a character a character. Like, a design isn't all there is to a personality. Let's keep going.
Wow. Everything looks so shiny. Excuse me. Excuse me. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
They were somewhat sad to be ignored, but also marveled at the gem's concentration. You see, the gems once had a hero that helped them day in and day out. But because of that, they thought not of themselves.
What do you mean they thought not of themselves? What do you mean? I can't stand Rwby's voice. Like, the more I think about it, it's just... not a good narrator. Thought not of themselves. They had a hero once who would protect them day in and day out, but because of that, they thought not of themselves. What does that mean? What do you mean? They're ignoring somewhat and are hyper-focused on their task because... What do you mean they thought not of themselves? What does that mean? Like they orchestrated an entire mass suicide together because they wanted to ascend. Is that not thinking for themselves? Of themselves? Are you just saying things? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh, we do not mean to be rude. We are just busy, said a nearby gem. The more that we help ourselves now, the more we can help others in the future. I, however, am currently resting, an important part of physical activity, so I can assist you. It makes me happy to make you happy, the gem exclaimed. It makes...
Oh, cool. I was having loading problems with the episode beforehand, too. Like, I loaded it to get the stream ready, and then, it started, and I went to hit pause, and then just, jumped to the end, and tried to load at the very end, and I was like, what? So I had to restart it. And then I got the same Tide ad again. Yeah. Good job, Rooster Teeth. Oh, why don't we have any money? Why doesn't people want to buy our stupid first memberships? Why doesn't people want to buy our stupid first memberships for our garbage website that doesn't work? Carrie, in that stupid, short that they posted, being like, check out the website, it's a bit better now. And it's like, no, it's not. It's still the same hot garbage. I still, can't find Rwby Beyond on their website. You know, I have to go into the search bar and type it in. I was like, it's the only thing you're releasing. Why not just have it? Whatever. Thank you, Vivavoxy. Hey, Critter, just a heads up, you're gonna hate Ruby's voice in the final Beyond episode. Damn. Damn. That's unfortunate. Oh, God.
Happy to tell you that we have seen no ordinary or out of ordinary things of late. Just ourselves.
Thank you.
Next, their heart desired a sweeter smell.
Did something bad happen here?
Yes. Team Rwby happened. Team Rwby happened. Yes, something bad did happen. Team Rwby happened. They rolled up. Jabberwocker invaded, looking for Rwby. And they killed one very easily. You know, very, very easily. They were able to kill one of them. And then they saw, 7 more. And they were like, OMG, we have to leave. And it's like, you've killed hundreds of Grimm. What do you mean you have to leave? Kill these things. Don't run away. You're huntresses. Am I wrong? That's what you at least try to kill them off. You killed one and you didn't do anything. You ran away and let 2 ever afterians fight them. The bird guy and the cat. You guys are huntresses. You're literally trained killers for killing monsters. You have trained in a school. You have your huntress licenses. So stupid.
I hope everyone is okay.
Yes, they reply. But we've all come together. And because of that, we're stronger.
Oh, I totally see what the point of this episode is. Because someone went to the genial gems and they're like, we're really good, we're busy, and we're doing super good, and now we're here. And it's like, oh, did something bad happen? And they're like, oh, but we're doing so good. Look at how good we're doing. Ah, we're all so happy. All this is, I can tell what it's going to be. It's going to be somewhat going to every location that Team Rwby fucked up on their travels. And having a bunch of characters go, actually, we're doing better now than ever before. Team Rwby coming through and causing mayhem and chaos was actually a good thing in the long run. Because they are not. Oopsie poopsie. We accidentally wrote the story in a way that made it seem like they were doing the bad things. And so now we're just trying to retroactively retcon that. Oops. Thank you, Lashizel. Critter, you just gotta turn your brain off and enjoy the vibes. That's how everyone else is coping? I guess so. I just can't ever do that, though. I can't just turn my brain off. If I could, I would enjoy Rooster Teeth's crappy shows better.
Finding nothing wrong.
Especially with how complex of a show Rwby is. You know, the argument of turn your brain off. Rwby has a lot going on. Thank you again, not all that evil. Would you say the message is somewhat contrived? Good one. Rwby's a complex show that tries to tackle very complex topics. You know? So to turn your brain off, that makes no sense. You know? That'd be like watching, like, oh, what's a really serious, dramatic movie? I don't know. Shawshank Redemption, I guess. I'd be like, just turn your brain off. It's like, no, it's tackling pretty intense topics. That's the point of the story. Is it not? Thank you, Sky Slasher. Spoilers, but it's not plot related. How can anything be plot related? This has no plot. It's so stupid Raven didn't get an episode of Beyond to explain why she suddenly has a change of heart. Yes. Like, of all the things to do with Rwby Beyond, I just don't understand how these were the things they decided to do. The stupid... Titanic's another good one. Chernobyl's another good one. Yeah, Inception. Yeah. Hereditary, Dark Knight. Yeah. You see what I mean. Oppenheimer. Yeah. Like having a story with serious dramatic themes. No, even children's shows. Like little kids. Like Dora the Explorer, you know? Blue's Clues. They don't ask you to just turn your brain off. The only one I could think of is maybe Cocomelon. Right? But, like, people love Bluey because it's more than just turn your brain off and watch the dogs do adventures. You know, there's, like, story and, like, interwoven coherency and whatever. So for a show like Rwby, which I think has an audience rating of, like, teen, I think they're aiming for teen audiences, for the idea to be, just turn your brain off, that seems so counterintuitive. It seems so backwards. Let's keep going.
They were somewhat discouraged. Their heart led them nowhere. How may I assist you? The herbalist asked.
Oh, we're not yet ready to return to the tree. We still have our purpose.
I see. May I ask a small favor? There is an afterin in need. Please, do what feels right.
This place feels wrong.
So I don't understand why this was the story we're going with, right? You know? Like, I don't understand. We have 4 episodes of Rwby Beyond. Let's waste the first one on the junior detectives. The second one is Ever After stuff, which we should have seen during Volume 9. This one is Ever After stuff, and it's nice supplemental material. Like, as far as supplemental material, this is actually pretty decent. You know, it's a cute little story, getting to see Ever After after Ruby leaves, you know, what's going on here. This is what I would expect from supplemental material. You know, this isn't going to be hyper relevant to the plot, I don't think. So this is nice. I just don't understand, because it's specifically the way they worded it. You know, I thought it was going to be like a lot more of the stuff we saw with the epilogue. Like what people were doing between entering the desert the first time from Ambrosius's portal to Team Ruby showing up. Right? Like what kind of political stuff, establishing characters and things. I don't know. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not... I think the crazy thing is they wanted to hide this behind a paywall.
Guided not by their heart, but an after and in need, they entered the empty Crimson Keep. Typically ruled over by the loyal guards of the Red Prince.
The long-lasting scent of gained flames made it smell like Dave was in his happy...
Everyone loves it when a 6-minute long episode has an ad break in the middle of it. You think Somewhat's design looked better in the show? I agree. Like, they look fine here, but I liked the orange cape. You know? The red one is okay. I don't know. Their colors just feel like desaturated, like darker. And I don't understand why they would do that. The ads narration is better than Ruby's. Yeah, Ruby's another one. Similar to Jean. A lot of, like, trying too hard, you know? Thank you, Seacants. The tide has changed. What's that song? It's from, Fire Emblem, Awakening. Thank you again, Ranger. Great. A 1-minute ad for a 6-minute video. Yeah, perfect. You are the ocean's gray waves. The tide has changed. She says things like that. Azura. In that game, that's part of the song. It's that, but it's just a tide ad. Thank you, George. Team Ruby enjoy proclaiming that they are huntresses, but never seem too interested in actually doing their job. Yeah. Like in the Justice League movie, when they got all mad at Ruby because she killed a single Grimm. A Grimm that Ren was able to kill on his own before they were even officially students at Beacon during orientation. And they were like, how dare you? It's like, is that not what you thought being a huntress was gonna be? Thank you, Sky Slasher. So are they implying Ruby wrote a sequel to The Girl That Fell Through the World? Also, I hate Somewhat's name. Should have stayed Little. I get the idea of changing it to Somewhat. I agree. It could have... I agree. I think both names are fine. I don't think it's implied she's writing a sequel. I don't know what we're implying. Like, is this make-believe to Ruby? Is this actually just a glimpse into what was happening here, and Ruby just happens to be the narrator? Because I don't know.
He appeared to be present. After searching and searching, they finally stumbled upon a lone occupant. The Red Prince himself.
Where is everyone?
Without looking up, the prince muttered, I sent them away. How could one expect them to be ruled by someone like me?
How could one expect them to be ruled by someone like me? I try so hard with this prose, you know? Like, this is such a weirdly worded episode. You know? Like everyone's speaking, like proper. how could one expect? You know, that thing with the genial gems earlier, being like, they thought not of themselves. It just feels a little out of place, because these characters didn't talk like this in the show. It's like, it's not terrible, but it feels weird. It feels like it's trying too hard, you know? I think it would have rolled better if they just talked normally, you know? Is ye old English? Yeah.
Who is someone like you?
The prince's trance on the game piece finally broke, and the two locked eyes for the first time. You seem familiar.
As do you. I wonder if we used to be friends.
The prince smiled. I wonder. Please, sit.
This is weird. This is weird characterization for the prince. Like, I know we've barely gotten to see much of him, but this is weird. I never expected him to, like, sit quietly and thoughtfully muse about, you know, his place in the world or anything. He was kind of just a brat. He was just a villain.
Let's play a game.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but I have a job.
As do I, the prince interrupted. And if you beat me, I'll happily help you with yours.
So, what is your purpose?
To win this game.
That doesn't seem very fair. What if my purpose was to win too?
Such is the way of our life.
What if it doesn't have to be?
Okay, so what is the rules of the stupid chess game? It's so pedantic, but Little did the same thing Rwby did. Little moved 3 times before the prince moved. And the prince explained the rules. It's so pedantic. It's so not actually important. But it's just like, I just don't understand why.
I'm still new here, but I've met loads of Afterins and people that have grown and found new things to do, even without going to the tree. Who knows? Maybe you could teach others to win. Speaking of, I won! I think. I'm sorry.
After a long silence, the Red Prince finally spoke. Thank you for playing with me a little while.
This is so weird. This just doesn't feel like the Red Prince. This feels like Rwby's weird fan fiction. Like, he had one personality trait. Proud, loud, brat. Kind of, that was all we've seen of him. Screaming, crying, throwing a tantrum. This is just kind of weird. Like, it's not terrible. Like, it's not, like, a bad moment for a character. It just doesn't feel like it's this character. You know? Yeah, this is Rwby Beyond. Thank you, Stereotype. So the story was apparently so necessary to tell, RT spent money on a Funimation VA and animating this instead of maybe telling us if Maria or Pietro lived. Yeah. Yes. Like, it's fine. I'll be honest, I didn't really care about the goings on with the Ever After Team Rwby left. You know, it's fine supplemental material, you know. I just don't know what to say, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know why they, the writers, are so obsessed with sticking in the Ever After. Thank you, Sky Slasher, again. The implication is Team Rwby literally broke him? I guess so. Like, he had his big tantrum, and then he, like, was so distraught he's turned into this. It's just weird. I don't like it. Like, he was a fun character because he would scream and yell. And yeah, he was annoying and obnoxious, but that was part of the character. And it was fun because there's not a lot of characters that act like that in Rwby. So unabashedly bratty and haughty and full of themselves. And so this it just feels kind of watered down and lame. Thank you, M3D. It feels like they're trying to show how Ruby changed after he ends, but they never actually had Ruby show anyone any new perspective or ideas. Yeah, it's very much like retroactively retconned, but it was all planned from the beginning. As they have the most reactionary writing ever. Ruby has always had obviously reactionary writing, and this is like a clear sign of it. But it's all planned from the beginning. Sure. I do hate him, but at least he was him. You get it, Tori? Like I'd rather have the character I know and hate than this weird non-version of that character. You can't just completely change a character into something else. Out of nowhere? That's what they did with Weiss, right? Thank you, Renegade again. The cat did give the prince a piece of his heart. Maybe that's why he's different now? Oh, maybe. Maybe? I don't know. It's also because, this is fine. It just feels very try-hard. It's trying very hard to be twee, I guess is the word I would use. Thoughtful, insightful. It just feels very try-hard. Thank you, MG. They've had literally 10 years. How are they still this bad at writing? I know. I was thinking about that. 10 years, Where were you 10 years ago? What skills did you have 10 years ago that are embarrassingly pathetic compared to how you've grown them over those 10 years? Right? And I don't know why they're so obsessed with the Ever After. No one liked this. I don't know anyone who was super jazzed about the Ever After other than the writers. I don't know why they're so obsessed with staying in this fairy tale world other than it just tells me that they're bored of their real story. They're not interested in their real story. They wanted to make a new world, a new story. Thank you, Godzilla Slayer. Dropping this then dipping has been a good stream. Thanks. I hope you'll catch the VOD later. Once that's up. Let's keep going.
I've learned a lot.
That felt right.
It seemed that more than a somewhat big impression had been left on the prince. And there was one less wrong thing in the Ever After. Their purpose complete, they desired nothing more than a rest after their grand adventure. Unfortunately, life is seldom as straightforward.
What?
That's when they saw someone that they were somewhat not prepared to see.
You're back!
Oh my god. Thank you, Vivavoxy. How I feel about Ruby's writing. Wanting a home, cooked steak, and getting cheap fast food. That's pretty accurate. That can't be the end of the episode, right? Oh my god. Why? I'm filled with fury. What do you mean? What do you mean? Who came back? How? Why? How? Why? Always with the cliffhangers. We had this whole 6-minute long episode of nothing. Of somewhat wandering about, being like, everyone's better because Team Ruby exists. Our little Jesuses of Remnant, Ruby Rose. And at the very end, tease something kind of cool, like an actually interesting part of your stupid story you're writing. We don't know who it was. Probably Jean. Probably everyone's little favorite OC, Jean. Jean, the special little boy who gets everything. Jean. Thank you, not all that evil. So is the takeaway, Ascension is somewhat bad? Yeah, ironic that they didn't try touching Ascension during this whole thing. Why? 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 That pisses me off. Why with all the stupid cliffhangers? That it was Carrie. Once again, Carrie. Oh my god. Thank you, Ranger. Of course it's Carrie, a cliffhanger. Cliffhanger ass McGee. That was also the same thing with the other one he wrote. With the junior detectives. Like, ooh, is that the summer maiden? Ooh, aren't I fucking clever? Fuck you. God, I hope you never write anything else ever. God, you suck. No wonder it was so filled with, like, over-the-top prose. He only has 2 modes of writing. Like, wannabe, try-hard, edgelord bullshit. Like, 'twas not the emphasis of the valiance upon thee. Or, it's her, junior detectives, funny, haha, dum-dum, stupid. Fucking hate. God, that's so dumb. Why would you do that? The UMG. Do they not understand their IP is drowning right now? I know. Is this gonna... Oh, this'll convince you to keep watching our stupid show? Because it's not gonna be, you know, the actual writing. It's stupid cliffhangers. Stupid little fucking cliffhangers. Because fuck you. It's also, apparently they announced that they're still in the works of talking to people about getting partners for Rwby. Which, sure, I'll believe them, but also, they've been saying this for months now, and it has gone nowhere. Who would want to partner with the dying company? With the remains of a dying company? You know? A24 is the only one I can think of, because they tend to pick up all kinds of crazy things. But also, doesn't Warner Brothers own the IP? Are they gonna buy Rwby's IP? I don't, like, there's a lot of legal stuff around for them to cheekily, coyly, which again, it was fucking Carrie, the jackass who doesn't fucking understand how to write anything. Coyly being like, ooh, tee-hee, we're working with partners now. Just say something. Just announce something. Tired of the tiptoeing, oh, tee-hee bullshit. Oh my god, your company's drowning. Just say something real for once. Just show us something for once. Reveal something. Do something. God. Fucking loser. Ugh. It's so annoying to sit through. It was such an okay episode. Like, it wasn't offensive or anything. Like, I don't particularly care, you know, but it was fine to see, right? Like, it's cute enough supplemental material, but now it's not. Because who's showing up in the Ever After to dick around in the Ever After again? Right? So it's not just supplemental material. Oh, did you catch up on your Rwby homework? Once again, we have a Rwby homework. So dumb. It's so annoying. Oh my god. Oh my god. Rwby is gonna try to still work on Rwby's show afterwards. Isn't that cool? No, it's not cool. You guys are idiots. You don't know what you're doing. Fucking god. Here, I'll just piss off the entire fan base. How's that? Moron. Thank you, Seacants. Critter did say she had low tolerance for nonsense. Better feed the goblin before she eats us. Yeah. Thank you, Ranger. I've heard that some of Rwby is getting to continue working on the series. Do you think that means some of the animators or the writers? I think it just means the writers and probably some of the directors. Because all the animators were laid off already, right? So they would probably start having, like, they would be getting hired at other places, preferably, you know? So it's probably just the writers and the directors. Whatever. Oh, it's terrible. Stupid. So dumb. It was so okay for 90% of it. Like, weird. It's weird seeing the prince being all, like, twee and kind. Like, it's weird, but I guess it's not horrible. But then to just end with this dumb cliffhanger again. Just the stupid teasing. I can't stand it. Yeah, nothing's changed. Aaron Wynn's no longer there, right? I think so. I'm not sure. I don't even know, man. I don't even remember anymore. This one's called Boba. Is it Boba tea?
Dad,
Oh, looks like, yeah, it will be Boba tea. Boba tea exists in universe? Okay, sure. Oh yeah, that is... It was a world that had, like, technology and stuff, so I guess boba tea is not out of the question. I need water. Hold on. Boba, it's a type of tea. I highly recommend it. They're little, like, yogurt's not the right word, but kinda is. They're little boba balls which go inside of a tea. It's very delicious. I think it's great. Highly recommend it if you ever find yourself near a boba tea stand or an establishment that sells it. Yeah, Boba Fett, yeah. Alright. Here we are. Let's do this. This is the last one. Oh, 4 minutes long, and it also gets an ad in the middle. Cool. Great. You don't like boba tea? Wow, Eric. I don't blame you. It's a bit of a texture thing. I get it. I think it's good. I really like it, but I get it. If you're not into like the texture, I can see where you wouldn't be that jazzed about it. All right. Damn it. I was trying to pause. Because Yang plans a surprise outing for Rwby. Is it gonna be about Yang and Rwby? Is it actually? I thought it was just the thumbnail.
So, what exactly is this big surprise all about?
I wouldn't call it.
Thank you, Ranger. Want to make a bet if Carrie wrote this one too? I think I saw that Eddie wrote this one on Twitter, but I could be wrong.
Big, exactly.
What? You've been hyping it up since
It's actually kind of small.
So, a small surprise.
It's more exciting than a surprise.
So, I should be excited.
But not too excited? Ugh, I don't know. Maybe it's dumb.
Got it. Setting expectations to moderate for a surprise that may or may not be cool.
Is this good dialogue? Normally I would say yes. They're actually, like, talking to each other. That doesn't happen. Ever. Oh, is this more reactionary writing? Is it more reactionary writing? Like, everyone was like, hey, Yang and Rwby don't interact with each other ever, and you can never tell that they're sisters. Is that what this is? Is it just reactionary writing? They're like, oh man, oh no, everyone's calling us out for being bad writers. Rather than just put this into the show, like, just have moments in the actual show where they talk to each other. We gotta make our own special little episode. Because we're so good at our jobs. Normally I think this would be good writing, but when we only have 4 minutes, I don't know. Like, it's fine. No, it's bad dialogue? Okay. Like, I'm like, it's fine. I feel like it's fine.
Perfect.
Why are you being weird?
I'm not.
Why are you standing so close to her? Like, the animation is nice for these. I'll give them that. The animation and the art style is nice for these Rwby Beyond episodes. Why are you standing so close to her, though? You guys are walking like you're robots. Also, why with the banana stand? Again. They drew one background for Vacuo and just used it over and over again.
Weird? You're the weird one. It's just been a while since we got to do the sisterly thing.
You're right.
Oh my god, it is! It is! It is reactionary writing. Oh, it's been a while since we've gotten to be sisters. Yeah, because you're a bad sister, Yang. You are a bad person. I was thinking about this yesterday, about how much I hate Yang. Like, so much. I hate Yang. I've always said that Blake was my least favorite. I think it's Yang, actually. Like, Blake is annoying, but Blake's biggest detriment to her character is that she's a fake goth girl who's actually just kind of boring. Like, we meet her, and she's pretending to be an edgelord, but then very quickly we reveal that she's actually just kind of a boring person. A very boring, bland person. Yang has actively just annoyed me. She's mean, she's rude, she's gone through fake character arcs that end up feeling like backpedals for her character. But yeah, like the whole, like, oh, we're sisters. Yeah, you know what I remember? Episode 1 of Volume 9, where Rwby runs up to Yang, her sister, because they found each other in the Ever After, and Rwby's like, OMG, my sister, I can't believe it, you're here, and Yang's response is to go, you're not supposed to be here, bleh, boo, bleh, mwah. And then she just sits there and yells at Rwby. But then when the cat glomped her, everything was fine. Because Yang can have sex with the cat, so, you know, gotta yell at your sister, but not the thing you want to bone later. Thank you, Vivivoxy. Why is Rwby being peppy and positive after she literally tried to end herself? Okay, that's another thing. The tone of Rwby Beyond. What are we doing? What are we actually doing? I mean, I'll be honest. I'll take this, like, goof dum-dum type of thing over the mega melodramatic screaming, crying garbage we got from the epilogue, the Volume 9 epilogue, where Nora's screaming and crying and collapsing into a pile of tears, and Ren is seeing that the whole city is awash with sadness, and Oscar's, like, collapsing in the middle of the desert, alone and scared as his merger with Ozpin becomes more and more imminent. And all of these Rwby Beyond episodes has just been, ha ha, everything's fine. Look at how fun and cool everything is here in Vacuo. Refugees. A refugee crisis? Not here. Not in this town. Everything seems pretty fine and cool. Remember episode 2 with Jean? He was playing tag with his teammates. They were Naruto running and everything. Good times here. No orphans being physically assaulted in this part of Vacuo. So it's like, I don't know what kind of tone we're aiming for. Technically, none of these things are really canon. You know, they're all canon adjacent. So I would much rather take this stuff than Rooster Teeth attempting to do a very serious war drama that they obviously do not have the skills to actually do. You know? Does any of the writers have siblings? I doubt it. They don't seem to interact with each other like siblings. Okay, let's keep going.
And if you make this no fun, I probably just won't ever want to be sisters again.
What do you mean? What do you mean? We haven't done this since, literally, episode 2 of Volume 1. The second episode of the whole series ever was the only time we did this. What tone are we going for? Man, each episode of Rwby Beyond has been weird tonal whiplash. Like, goof dum adventures with the silly dumb junior detectives. Serious, dramatic story with Jean. Somber, thoughtful. And then, you know, upbeat, but also somber, thoughtful, with somewhat. But I was like, back to goof dum shenanigans. Like, can we pick a tone? Like, the tone problems in Rwby has always been a problem. I don't know how they keep getting worse.
See how dumb that sounds? Ow!
Excuse me. Are you Rwby?
Yep. That's me. I'm a Rwby.
You're the girl who sent the message. The one who brought the world together.
Oh my goodness, can we take a picture?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. We're really doing Ruby Rose Jesus Superstar? No. No. Her message was so not good. It wasn't a good message. It sucked. It was a terrible message. Why are they acting like she's a beacon of hope? Her message was not hopeful. It was a warning. I hate this. They just come up with random thank you, Sky Slasher. This is why Vale shouldn't have gotten destroyed. If all those ships really came because of Ruby's message, the whole hero thing would have worked. I guess, yeah. Like, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. This is dumb. I don't want Ruby Rose being the hero of the people because she was the one that they happened to point the camera to. You know? That's so... Can I take a picture of you? Fuck off, stupid, dumb idiot. Fuck you. She fell, Atlas. She's the reason Atlas fell. Thank you, Ranger. I have the biggest middle finger at Ruby right now. Yes! She's the reason Atlas is gone. She's the reason all of Mantle is destroyed. She's the reason Vine died for nothing. Vine died. He sacrificed himself to save an empty city that she ended up destroying anyway. No. No, we can't do this. I do not want this. Thank you, George J. What tone is Rwby Beyond going for? Tone deaf. Yes. I hate this. This is so dumb. Like, if you want characters to act like your main character is the hero, have them actually do heroic things. She hasn't done anything. She didn't even fight Cinder. She fell. She didn't fight Salem and the Whale. She sat at the Schnee Manor and drank tea and did nothing. Thank you, Secants. BYB, gonna make the Church of Ruby. May the message be with you. And thank you, Neptune. Can't wait it for White Savior Ruby arc. I know. Oh, no, you're right. The hero of the people, the little girl. Thank you, Zio. The Dark Lord is here. It's so silly. And it's also dumb? Yang should have also been famous, because she broke Mercury's leg in the tournament. But no one remembers that, conveniently, because Team Ruby needs to be the good guys that everyone loves. Cinder Fall versus Ruby Fell. Yes, Calvin.
Happily. Okay, where do you want to take it? Am I taking the photo? I am never getting used to that.
Still wanting those normal knees, huh? Personally, I think it's about time everybody...
Thank you, Doc Lovejoy? Thank you, Doc Lovejoy. Praise your Lord and Savior, critter. Yeah. Ruby, the hero of Remnant, with her message of, there's a giant, evil, immortal witch that we can't do anything about. But don't panic.
But he knew how cool my sister is.
I never imagined all this. Here in Vacuo, they need more than a mascot.
It's not
What do you
too
mean?
much.
Oh my.
They need more than a mascot. So are we doing the refugee thing? Oh my god. I really can't think of anything I want less from the show than refugee turmoil arc on top of Ruby is the Jesus of Remnant arc.
Oh. Gosh. Seriously, Yang? You brought me to Boba!
I hate you. I hate you. It's been 10 years. Learn to voice act. Learn to enunciate. You don't need to scream all the time.
All the flavors! The milk teas! The smoothies! The boba!
So, is it the right amount of...
This is silly. Like, I get the point. Is that supposed to be silly? I don't know. You didn't know? Ruby Rose has been a huge Boba fan the entire time. What do you mean we never once mentioned this ever? Obviously, she's been a gigantic Boba nerd the entire time. Okay. Listen, I like Boba. I would not do this. Even if it was something like my absolute... I love chimichangas. If I went to a chimichanga stand, I wouldn't scream like an actual deranged person. This is... What is going on here, right? Like, what are we doing? What's the point of this? I thought this was supposed to be a sisters episode, and so far all we've seen is them have very weird small talk, and also, Ruby screams and is annoying, and everyone thinks she's Remnant's Jesus. Thank you, Voodoo Wi-Fi. Ruby ascended drinking tea, and now Yang is getting her boba tea. That sounds like an abridged thing. like Yang secretly hates Ruby. that would be like an abridged concept.
Is it exciting?
Are you kidding? Why did you even downplay this? That brought back so...
Where is everyone? I thought this place was crowded. Where's all the Grim attacks? You know? I just don't understand. They established it. They established it. That it was filled with refugees and there was constant Grim attacks. But also, Boba time! OMG, I love Boba so much. He's the best thing ever. It's your story. You are writing it. I don't understand. Why? Why you've done this. I don't get it. Like, they keep making writing decisions that I don't understand. Like, I don't know why we had to go to the Ever After. I don't know why they thought that was, like, the best, coolest decision ever. I don't know why they made Jean a 40-year-old and then changed him back to a teenager. I don't know why we established that this is really sad and serious and dramatic and constant turmoil with the epilogue. And then the immediate next thing is this cutesy, dum-dum, goofy, lighthearted stuff. I don't understand. Actually, I don't get it. Like, from a storytelling perspective, a writing perspective, from, like, an executive producer perspective. I don't understand why they've done this. I don't get it. Thank you, Lashizel, again. You guys have been so kind today. So let me get this straight. In the middle of a refugee crisis where everyone is struggling for resources, they're getting Boba? Bad writing. Yeah. I don't understand, because they're clearly... A day where Yang and Ruby hang out and get Boba is cool, I guess. It's fine. I don't... Thank you, Indigo Demi-Panther. What did I miss? Oh my god. Ruby's Jesus. Ruby is Remnant Jesus. We had an episode last time where Somewhat in the Ever After ran around and went to all the places that Team Ruby, did things poorly. But everyone insisted actually we're way better off now. So it's actually, Team Ruby was really cool and helped us so much. This whole series, all 4 of these episodes, have just seemed to exist for the sake of trying to convince us, as audience members, that Team Ruby really are really cool people. That you should think are really cool and are really good. Like the first one, with the junior detectives, was... You know, oh, we gotta find Team Ruby, and I hope they're doing okay. Then the second one was Jean being like, actually, things are gonna be okay. I don't understand. I don't understand. Thank you again, Ranger. Refugee crisis, scarces food and water and space for everyone, and constant Grim attacks, and known criminal on the loose. And their Jesus is drinking tea. Yeah. I just don't understand. I don't get it. Also, it's just not what they advertised. You know? You're just gonna say Rwby Beyond is just bad? I don't blame you, Scarlet Phoenix. If this was still hidden behind a first membership, and I paid to watch these, I'd be fuming. I'd be furious. Thank you, Indigo Demon Panther again. So Team Ruby being rewarded again for terrorism? Yeah, basically. Thank you, Sky Slasher. Team Ruby make the Seven look like the Avengers? Who's the Seven? You're making too many references I don't understand. like this, I don't know who the Seven are. Like the Seven Deadly Sins. It would be fine if it was like we had established that the tone for Vacuo was going to be pleasant. It makes me think that the epilogue is going to be the thing that gets cut, you know? If we had to pick a tone between the Rwby Beyond stuff and the epilogue stuff, it makes me think the epilogue isn't going to be accurate in the long run. Seven Dwarves? Oh, from The Boys. Oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched The Boys. I tried. It was too much. It was too sad right off the bat, and I was like, I'm not in the mood for this right now.
So many memories.
Apparently they closed up shop in Patch and relocated here with the rest of the refugees from Vale.
Remember?
What? So many memories. Oh, apparently they used to be from Patch. Now they closed up shop and they're here. With the refugees. They've rebuilt an entire Boba shop here in Vacuo. What do you mean memories? So we're actually going to imply that Ruby has been a huge Boba fan this whole time? She's only talked about milk and cookies. That is the only food items Ruby Rose has ever talked about. Like this is nice to think of. This is a nice idea, that Ruby and Yang were big Boba fans way back in the day. But, I don't know, it's just retconning. It's just out of nowhere, retroactively, oh, this is 10 years in? We're still doing this stuff? 10 years in? Okay.
Remember how we used to come here with Dad after school?
It used to be a once-a-month treat, but by the time we were done at Signal, it was almost twice a week.
You know poop is coming, but you know.
3 ads? Jesus. I love that. Team Ruby being like, ha ha ha, don't you remember how we've always liked Boba and we would always come here with Dad? Ha ha ha. Don't you know how that's always been a thing? And then the ad turns on and the first thing the ad says is, you know poop is coming. This reminds me a lot of I believe it was Lindsay Ellis back when she was doing Nostalgia Chick videos. It might have just been a regular Lindsay Ellis video, but she was talking about The Lion King 2. And it was because the plot of The Lion King 2 does kind of come from nowhere. It's just like, yeah, don't you remember when we banished you? Wait, who are you all again? It reminds me of that. It's like, yeah, we've been here the whole time. Like, who's that character from Rick and Morty? Mr. Poopy Butthole? In that one episode when they're like, he's been here the whole time. It's Mr. Poopy Butthole. He's always been here the entire time. And he's in the opening suddenly. It feels like that. It's just like, yeah, this has always been a thing. The whole time. All 10 years of the show. Where even is Ty? Good question. Where even is any of these people? any one of them. Thank you, Indigo Demon Panther. Wasn't Volume 9 supposed to be about what happened while Team Ruby were in the Ever After? Why are we in present day? Oh, do you mean Rwby Beyond? Yeah. Yes. That's what I thought it was. That's what I thought it was. That's what I 100% thought this was. But no, only one of these episodes was during Team Ruby being in the Ever After. All the others have been present day things.
Do you wonder why he's not here? With everybody else?
Oh, they're actually addressing it. Where is Dad? Do you wonder why he's not here? Is it because the writers didn't know what else to do with his character?
I know Crow said he's on assignment, but what's more important than here?
Maybe we...
What's more important than here? I don't know. There's a whole rest of the world still? Just because Vacuo's in dire straits. Just because Vacuo is in dire straits, which also, let's be honest, it doesn't look like it. This looks pleasant as hell. There's still an entire rest of the world to take care of. If Vale really has been destroyed off screen, then there's probably people who need help over there. You know, Menagerie and Haven might be fine for now, but that doesn't mean there might not still be other things to focus on. What a weird thing to bring up. No one cared. I didn't care. I was like, yeah, he's just doing his own thing. Maybe he'll show up later. We got enough characters here right now. Thank you, Sky Slasher. Ty just left to get some cigs. He'll be back. Yeah, he's pulling a raven.
We don't have the full picture.
I don't know. Some things you just need to be there for. Ruby, about what happened in the ever after.
Oh, we're just suddenly changing topics, I guess. This episode has been weird. It's been all over the place, you know?
Part.
I don't need an explanation.
Also, I like the art style, but Ruby's hair has been completely inconsistent the entire time. Like, this long strand on the side, sometimes it's not there, like, sometimes it's all kind of shorter. Like, it's not a bad thing, it's just noticeable for me. I've noticed it.
I think I get it. It doesn't even matter if I do, completely.
Yang,
I understand my part in you feeling like you couldn't talk to anybody about what you were going through. And that it's hard to even know what you're going through when you're in the middle of it. I just need you to know you're not alone. You can't be alone.
This would have been great, last volume. In the volume. In the actual volume. Oh my god. If this episode was written by Eddie, I'm pretty sure it was. The Eddie episodes is just, this would have been great to see in the volume. In volume 9. This would have been really great to see. This should not have been this should not have been supplemental material. This should have been in the volume itself somewhere. Because, yes, I love seeing Yang finally addressing that she fucked up. and she knows she did. Yes, thank you. Yes, I would have loved to see this in the volume. Other than the 2 episodes Carrie wrote are dumb, stupid garbage that's just a waste of time and a teaser tee-hee-hee. Do you want to know what this cliffhanger is? Better give us the funding so we get volume 10. Thank you, Zio, again. Yang, we need to talk about what your unaliving attempt and our roles in it is, so that we never have to talk about it again if volume 10 happens. Yeah. Like, that's another, I just, like, this is something I wouldn't want to see in just supplemental material. Like, Jean talking to Oscar / Ozpin-ish, that's not something I want stuck in supplemental material. This is so emotional and heartfelt, this should be in the show. Right? Like, real character moments like this shouldn't be supplemental material. Little running around doing odd jobs in the Ever After? Yes. That's supplemental material. That's totally fine. Little getting a big stupid cliffhanger at the end? No. And Carrie's writing entirely seems to be focused around, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll tease you with something that you think you might want to see later. Because he doesn't actually know what he's doing.
Not with the world the way that it is. And not with what we and our team have all been through. We're not going back to the version of Team Ruby where you put everything on your shoulders. Where we put everything on your shoulders. From now on...
Who was putting everything on Ruby's shoulders? You know, like, this is a good sentiment, but also it's like, were they? Were they? Also, this feels weird right after we just had a scene where everyone ran up and was like, OMG, Remnant's Jesus. You don't think that's gonna put a lot of weight on her shoulders? Being Remnant's Jesus? Thank you, MG. Is this the first time one of them has admitted fault? I think so. You know? Other than Blake talks about doing things wrong a couple of times, but that was back in, like, the early volumes, where she's like, I always run away. Bleh. But this is great. I would love to have this conversation in the show. In the actual show. Not some supplemental thing, you know? Grammar mistakes, not like this. I know. Oh my god.
We do it together.
Yeah, like, who's putting all the weight on Ruby's shoulders? Let's be real. Like, has anyone? Has anyone put all the weight on Ruby's shoulders? I can't really think of anything like that, you know? Maybe little moments here or there, but nothing extraordinary. I don't know, because there's also so many of them, and no one really singles out Ruby from the crowd. Like, when Ruby and Juniper and Oscar and Crow and Maria are all standing there, I don't see everyone being like, Ruby, this is all on you, unless she actively puts herself there. Like, when she volunteers herself to be talking to people and stuff. I don't know. Like, it's a really nice sentiment, but with, like, a lot of things in the show, Rwby, the sentiment is really nice, but upon scrutiny, you can't help but sit there and be like, but is that true? As usual, their dialogue implies there's more to the story than the actual show has given us. Is everyone staying hydrated? Is everyone staying hydrated? You better be. You better be staying hydrated.
As it turns out, the hardest thing about being a leader is asking for help.
Thank you, Indigo Demipanther. Did I miss any others while I was ranting? I don't think so. Yeah, Indigo Demipanther. Ah yes, Yang, the hypocrite who helped destroy the world. Let's not put any more pressure on Rwby. Yeah, I don't like Yang as a character. She's very mean and hypocritical, and I don't like her. That's a hard thing with Rwby. I was thinking about, I don't like the main characters. That's the biggest problem, is that the main characters in Rwby are, like, my least favorite characters. And it's one thing, like, usually my favorite character isn't one of the main characters, you know? But the main characters are still cool. You know, they're still cool characters that are fun to hang out with. Like, you know, my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z is Tien Shinhan. And he's not doing anything important, 9 times out of 10. But Goku is still fun to watch do things. It's still neat to see Piccolo and Vegeta doing cool things. You know, just because Tien Shinhan's my favorite, that doesn't mean the show is any worse because he's not the focus. But with Team Rwby, I just don't like them as characters. Like, they're annoying, like Yang, or kind of boring, like the other 3. Tien who? Excuse you? Tien Shinhan? Tien Shinhan, the original rival for Goku, a student of the Crane School, when they were the only ones who knew how to fly, because that was a Crane School specialty. Tien Shinhan with the 3rd eye and does Ki Koho, and he gets 4 arms. That was one of his abilities. Best boy Tien. Yeah, exactly. Put some respect on Tien's name. He hangs out with Chaozu. He's cool. I like him. OG Dragon Ball fan? W. Thank you. I haven't seen much of it, but I do know things. Okay, here we go.
I thought I wasn't allowed. Thank you, Yang.
Thank you, Philip Schwartz. RT gave the interesting details outside the show. It's so weird. Like, the supplemental material will have, like, the biggest emotional moments ever, and then in the show proper, all the important stuff is off-screen. So much of the show is off-screen. So much of it. I was thinking about this, because I rewatched live-action One Piece recently. Yesterday. I rewatched live-action One Piece because it's very, very good, and I love it a lot. And I was thinking about how there are things that are implied to be said and done off-screen. Like when we learn about Nami's backstory with her sister, the others aren't there. You know, Nami's just thinking to herself and remembering her backstory as she's going through it, you know? You know, she's not sitting there telling the boys everything she's gone through. But the implication is that at some point in time, off-screen, she would have revealed this information to them, you know? Or Nojiko, her sister, would have revealed some of this information to them when they were talking to her. You know, it's fine to have implication of things happening off-screen. When for the sake of the pace of the narrative, it would have been boring to have Nami just sit there and tell the boys all the stuff we had just seen for ourselves. So that's fine. But with Team Rwby, and in Rwby in general, they don't seem to understand that the point of having things being off-screen is that that's the boring stuff. The boring, repetitive stuff that we don't need to see, you know? But on screen, we do need to see it first. You don't keep the interesting stuff off screen. And Rwby always does. Thank you, George. Tien Shinhan Supremacy. I'm also a big Chaozu fan as well. Chaozu is cool. Underrated, I'm gonna say. You know, I get it. They don't get to do a whole lot once Dragon Ball Z proper starts, but they're awesome. They're a fun duo. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Bad news, though. I still don't know how to do it.
Well, maybe we need a code word. So we know when we're feeling overwhelmed but don't know how to ask.
How about Boba?
Oh my god, you're so clever. You're so witty. OMG. How about, computer? What if our code word is microphone? You know, just the random things you see in front of you. Are we gonna see Team Rwby using Boba as a code word in the future when they're feeling overwhelmed? I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Yeah. Boba.
By the way, you promised we would go shopping like weeks ago. When's that happening?
That's your priority right now?
There's a refugee crisis, but when do we get to go shopping? Written by Eddie. So yeah, it was Eddie. Lame. I'm gonna say this was the least offensive but most boring episode. You know? And you could tell they just got the voice actors who, like, were people that they could get easily on, like, the last minute notice. Like, oh, isn't it convenient that the character, the writer voices, that the other writer voices, you know, the main girl, Barbara, who's always there. No one had to, like, fly in or do a extra call or anything. Just people who were already in the office could just jump in. Yeah, that's it. The only, like, outside voice actor was Somewhat's voice actor. So, okay. I'm gonna say, thank you, Voodoo Wi-Fi. Rwby gives Jean a pep talk about being a leader in early Rwby, though. I don't understand where Ruby's confusion of leading is coming from. Yeah. Yeah, like it's things like, this sounds great, but I would have loved to see it on screen, you know? Thank you, Curse Knight. Ruby loves to brush the important stuff aside. It does. I guess because it's too hard to write, you know? It's too much effort, I guess, maybe? Like, oh, that's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of big emotions in that one, so we gotta just keep that off screen, I guess? Thank you, Flare Ultra. Cool name. That's a cool name, Flare Ultra. Typical RT, even at their deathbeds, this is all they can pull out of their asses in hopes their partners they mentioned will buy the IP and continue their lazy story of the series, full of nothing burgers and teasers and bait. It really was. It was kind of a nothing series. And I know it's only 4 episodes, but other than like, ooh, is that the Summer Maiden? And ooh, who did somewhat see in the Ever After? Like, it was conversations that are really good. Episodes 2 and 4 were the 2 best ones because of that, because those conversations were actually very decent. I think my favorite was actually the second one with Jean. Who would have guessed that the Jean episode ended up being the best one? Thank you, Scarlet Phoenix. On a more positive note, are you excited for Digital Circus episode 2? I am. I'll probably stream a reaction to that one. It comes out May 3rd, which is within the next few days. So yeah, probably next Sunday we'll watch that, you know? And then we can start watching some other cool stuff. Thank you, Doc Lovejoy. Well, what a note to end off on. Wish we could maybe see the villains, or maybe Maria and Pietro, or anything else. Yeah, we didn't. All these. All these characters. Not a single one of them. Anywhere. Thank you, Ranger. I hope this can lift your spirit. Oh, you're so nice. Thank you. Thanks to your AMV challenge, I've started to do more video editing and are working on another Ruby AMV with a song I noticed no one seemed to have used, and a gotcha reaction video. So thanks. Awesome. That's super dope. Hell yeah. More Ruby AMVs. Yeah. So yeah. None of these characters, no Weiss or Blake at all. But sure, no Weiss or Blake at all. We got all the others, like Crow, Sun, and Neptune, not the other 2 members of Team Sun. Yeah, not a single thing got crossed off my bingo board. I expected one of these to be like a villain episode. You know, see what Salem's plans are, or something. And I expected most of these other ones to just be, like, in the background somewhere. But no. Not a single thing. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Rwby Beyond was fine. It wasn't amazing. It kind of just nothing. It was just a lot of nothing in the end, which is unfortunate. Like, it's fine. Like, some of them are cute. 2 of them are stupid. It's this thing, half and half. The first one's the worst one. 100%. The Junior Detectives one was absolutely horrible. It was, like, knowing that they all have a more lighthearted tone, the goofy, dumb tone of the first one, it really didn't help that it was right after the epilogue. So it felt like just salt in the wound, that the epilogue was trying so hard to be so dramatic. And then the Junior Detectives are so stupid and goofy. And I think they are too stupid and goofy. You know, it works fine in Ruby Chibi, but in something more like this, no. Thank you, Zio, again. It's over. They can't hurt Weiss anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's kind of a lot of nothing. For being the last 4 things Ruby related that we'll ever get from Rooster Teeth, I expected more. Like, more, I don't know, anything? Like, it was just detached fan service. Episode 1 was just detective fan service. It was. The first one was the worst one, because those 2 characters doing that gimmick is not fun. It's annoying, and I don't enjoy their antics at all. The third one was mostly boring, with somewhat. It was mostly just boring, is the problem. And then the cliffhanger at the end just annoyed me. It was just boring and then annoying and weirdly out of character. So, that's unfortunate. This one was also pretty boring, but there was no annoying things. We actually got a really sweet moment with Yang and Rwby, and that was cool, you know? It was all over the place. Like, absolutely all over the place. Like, it's like, oh, we're gonna do something fun. Thank you, Anna. Anna? Anna. Anna or Anna. Thank you. Thank you, Cursed Knight. Ruby's empathy rolls are terrible. Shopping. Yeah. Like, I don't... Like, it was just like, oh, we're gonna go to a thing, but don't be too excited. It's not this cool. Oh, but wait, Ruby's Jesus. So, and she has this big old fan club. Oh, but also Boba. Isn't Boba awesome? Oh man, where's Dad? Do you think Dad's doing okay? Oh man, we should talk about your attempted suicide thing and being overwhelmed. And it's like, what are we doing? We're just all over the place, right? Like, it was fine. It was really sweet. It just needed focus, I'm gonna say. And then, weirdly enough, the best one was the Jean one, because it was focused. Like, it wasn't amazing. Again, it's too little too late. It's stuff I would have much rather have seen in the actual show, rather than this. Just this weird supplemental thing. But it was competent, it was well written, it had some interesting dialogue, it wasn't trying too hard. God, Carrie's try-hard edgelord writing, ugh, pissed me off. Thank you, Doodly Ding Dong TikTok. Well, we didn't get a Bumblebee moment, yay, which is weird. You'd think they would do something with that, considering it's partly why Rwby kept going. Anyways, this was fun to suffer through. Yeah, it does feel like, because so much of this felt very reactionary. It feels like they heard everyone being like, oh, it's just all Bumblebee stuff. It's just constant Bumblebait. And they're like, alright, now we need to switch. We can't have any Bumblebee now. We need to convince them that that's not what we've been doing this whole time. Remind them that Rwby and Yang are sisters. Because they pointed out that they don't act like sisters, and we need to retroactively try to convince them otherwise. Do you think they could have done the everyday shenanigans if they didn't go with the end of the world plot? 100%. That's the problem. Is that, like, Rwby really excels when it's just character moments. Like, this was a good episode. These moments with Yang and Rwby just talking were good moments. It's not gonna show, because this website's garbage. Well written, Oscar award JK. Nice. Yeah, like, Rwby excels when it's just good character moments. It always has. That's why volumes 1 through 3 are more fun for me, because it's just character moments where they're being themselves. Once they started trying to do the big world plot line with, like, saving the whole world and whatever, they really got away from themselves at that point. Because it really excels when it's just characters being characters, you know? And this, I think they also really hurt Rwby Beyond airing it right after the epilogue. They should have... Good night, Yuki. Good night. Sleep tight. like, they should have released the epilogue way sooner and given us some buffer. Also, they should have done a better job advertising what Rwby Beyond was going to be. Because no one knew what it was. There are still people who don't know what this is. They didn't... I don't. I don't. They should have explained, like, the tone the show was gonna have better. They should have explained, like, they said it was gonna be stuff that was happening from Volume 9 and beyond, but only one of them was from Volume 9's plotline, the junior detective stuff. It was just kind of weird, you know? It's there. It's just there. It was fine. It's fine. Sorry, I was just thinking about it. There's not really much to say. Each episode is so wildly different from each other, too, that it's really hard to, like, conceptualize this as, like, a series. Thank you, Philip Schwartz. It feels like M&K forgot early Rwby and started winging it as they went along. I think the retcons aren't really retcons, they just really lost the plot. Maybe. I just think they don't know. I think they thought writing by the seat of their pants was going to work for a big sweeping narrative. I don't think they really understood how much, like, planning actually goes into writing a big, long narrative, like Full Metal Alchemist or something, you know? It was fine. It was okay. Each episode was so wildly different, though, that it's hard to talk about it as a collective. Do I think there'd be other Rwby Beyond episodes? No. I think this was made solely as, like, a last-minute attempt, because we need to think about, like, it's coming out now, which, if there was a new season of Rwby coming out, it would be coming out around now. This was when Volume 9 was coming out, last year. Well, having a whole year go without anything for your show is gonna be bad for, you know, your optics and whatever. You want eyes on your projects. You want people talking about it, right? So I feel like they probably just came up with the idea of Rwby Beyond to be something Rwby related to release during this point in time to satiate people, because Volume 10 wasn't happening yet. And also simultaneously use this as an opportunity to, like, kind of market what they want to do. Like, because it was all just marketing. Like, they're still talking with their partners, you know? They're still insisting they're talking with their partners about this. And it was fine. It was fine. Thank you, Proper Neko. With Rwby getting involved as their promise, do you think they'll get their partnership deal made successfully? I don't know. Like, I think maybe. I think they want to. The thing is, doesn't Warner Brothers own the IP? That's the thing. Like, I thought Warner Brothers owns the IP. They'll have to buy the IP from Warner Brothers before they start talking with a partner. And also, what partner would want to pick up Rwby? Like, I know Rwby has its popularity. There's a very dedicated fan base with it, but who would want to pick it up? You know? I can only imagine A24. If that is the case, I imagine it'll take another year to 2 years before we actually see something resembling Volume 10. Writer tip, beginning to end, plan everything. Characters, subplots, everything, just to get the basics down. Yes. And things can change as you're writing. Like, as you go, you can just stumble into a new thing that you wasn't expecting, and maybe a character completely changes than what you initially thought. So, like, it's fine if things change. That's why I think the argument of, oh, it was planned from the beginning is very stupid. But yeah, like, have a pretty good plan of what you got going on, and if things change while you're writing, you can adjust your plan accordingly. Crunchyroll, probably? I don't know, maybe? What was the last Crunchyroll exclusive animation they made? Right? Amazon or Crunchyroll? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what... I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm not gonna hold my breath, you know? They said that they'll announce something within the next few weeks, so that could mean anything, really. We'll see. I don't know. Rooster Teeth shuts down its website officially in 2 weeks from now, I think, ish. So, I guess we'll find out. I know this isn't the end of Rwby. Like, this was not going to be the last Rwby thing we'll see. I just don't know how long it's going to take until we get to see more Rwby things, you know? If it's A24, it's good. I was going to go there anyway. Okay. Yeah, I guess this is it. Oh, thank you, Doc Lovejoy. Dylan Goo said he wanted to pick it up. He was previous animator during Volume 3 of Rwby. IDK if he will get it, but I'm hoping. I saw that too. I think he could do it. You know? That's the thing. That's the Oh. My internet cut out. When did that happen? My internet cut out, and then it came back. When was the last thing I said? Why did that happen? I mean, I was finishing up anyway. Sorry, that was on my. I don't know what the hell happened. My internet just completely cut out for a second there. Oops. Well, I was wrapping up anyway. I wasn't saying anything interesting. I was just talking about how I think Dylan Gu would be able to replicate the art style of Rwby, which I think Rwby is got a unique art style that I would want them to be able to replicate, but also improve upon, you know? And I think Dylan Gu's animation team could do that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. For Rwby Beyond, it was it was okay. it was fine. It was okay. You know, half of it was annoying and half of it was just fine. So I'm gonna end stream. And I'm gonna check my modem. Because I don't know. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate all of you. Everyone who gave super chats, I appreciate you a bunch. You're all very sweet and kind, and I appreciate you a lot. I guess we'll do something next time. It's gonna be Amazing Digital Circus, so I hope you're excited for that. I am. I hope it's fun. Alright. It was very 5 out of 10. Yeah, very mid. Just aggressively mid. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.